a time when I thought that I was fat growing up. Growing up, I had a issue. There was a time growing up where I thought I was fat. I'm going to tell you the story about why that was. I don't know if it was exactly dysmorphia or, some books I had read, or I'm not exactly sure why I thought I was fat, but I remember actually telling people when I was a teenager, like asking them, do you think I'm fat? And I remember, my whole childhood being obsessed kind of with my body and fitness. And when we'd take our shirts off for volleyball, I would flex my abs and want everyone to see that I had like an 8-pack. And funny how I ended up early or late teens and early 20s in a business where I had to be in the best shape of my life. I started modeling when I was 18. But I remember I watched Bloodsport and seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme and his body. And then I stopped eating sugar. I started taking martial arts, and I just became this laser focused on my body. And I wasn't necessarily the most mentally healthy thing. And I grew up on a farm, so we had a garden and we had access to really good food, but it was also the 70s where they just were starting to introduce all of this processed crap. So we'd get little wagon wheels in our lunch and also a sandwich with tuna or something. And like, as a kid, I'd just throw away the tuna sandwich, right? Because you're going to eat the wagon wheel, because the wagon wheel is just so much more tasty and delicious. Am I right? Like, why? Oh, that was wrong. Sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do. Oh, that's not right either. There was just a simple thing. That's a little crazy. That's not what I want. Okay. So growing up, I fell in love with nutrition. After reading this book called Fit for Life that Tony Robbins put out like way back there, and it introduced food combining, it introduced healthy fats. And reading that book shifted me really quickly, because there's so much, even back then, there was so much conflicting information. Everyone was saying eat low fat in the 70s. And so I did that for a minute, but then I found this book, and I actually have it right here. I'll bring it out tonight. We're doing a live coaching tonight, by the way, live training on this, on having your food be your medicine and just eat real food. And it's called tonight's training is called Eat Your Way to Health, and it starts at 5 Pacific. If you comment the word foodie, we'll send you a link to register. There's only 100 seats tonight, so if you want to join, that's really cool. But I'm going to be telling a version of the story. I want to go a little bit deeper tonight, just into, what every one of you has your food, the birth of your relationship to food. For some of you, it's really unhealthy. And really mentally challenging in a sense, or destructive, that maybe your parents put you on a diet at a really young age and you've just been dieting ever since. There's a way for you to get off of this crazy Ferris wheel, this cycle of this painful cycle of really losing weight, putting it back on, hating yourself, liking yourself a little. Then you get emotional, or something traumatic happens and you smash a bunch of food, and you feel like crap, and you eat again, and it's this toxic cycle. But for some of us, it started way, way back, like me, thinking I was fat when I had an 8-pack. And it was a really interesting thing. It took me, as time went on, I did some work on myself, and I started to understand, I guess I had a form of body dysmorphia as a teenager. And as I started to read more and to understand how food affects me, was different to how food affected my brother. My brother and I have a different psychology around food. We have a different metabolism. I can eat things that he can't. And so it really put me on this path, because I did men's health fitness covers, and I had to be very lean and very fit. And then when my dad got ALS 10 years ago and died from ALS, I tried to understand how we could have food be his medicine. Like, how could we save my dad from this? How do we get the heavy metals out? How do we stop his nervous system from just shutting down. And that changed my life. And then I got my functional nutrition degree, which I'll be sharing a bit more about tonight at 5 Pacific, because doesn't that just sound better? Functional medicine or functional nutrition rather than dysfunctional. You know, the food pyramid, we're going to dig into the food pyramid tonight, how it has grains as the biggest thing that you should be eating and little fats and oils are at the top. You would actually be healthier if you flipped that and had good healthy fats and proteins at the bottom, and the least you ate was grains and carbohydrates at the top. It's funny how these things that come into the zeitgeist of our planet get stuck, and they stay for decades, and it makes people so sick. So we're going to be cracking into that. This is what we're going to cover tonight. Wheat, dairy, sugar, how those things cause inflammation, how to get off them, what to replace them with, how removing processed sugar, how it can dramatically change even your mind and the way you think and your energy and your emotions and your mood and your temperament. And you might be able to get off some of your personality altering drugs just by cutting those out. Also, how do you make that transition, and how do you eat right for you? Because food's so different for everybody. We'll be talking just a little bit about the blood type diet, so understanding your blood type, what foods you eat in alignment with how your ancestors ate. This is my favorite one, is JERF, just eat real food. If that's all you did, guys, is get rid of all your processed, packaged everything, ate real food, went for a walk every day, drank a bunch of water, got some good sleep. In a year, you would be unrecognizable. And if you need help with coaching on that, that's what Kate and I do. During our training tonight, we're going to be sharing, we have 2 things. We have a really simple program, which is like a membership that you can be a part of called the Freedom Portal. And then we have a very advanced training that we work with you every week in a small group. And you get blood tests, and you get detoxes, and you get care packages from us. So there's 2 things we're going to be sharing at the end of the call tonight. But the main thing, if you're confused about what to eat and why does food make you feel bloated or tired or headachy or brain foggy, or why do you eat just to feel comfort? And if that's your relationship. So Kate and I have been working with over 1,000 women in the last 6 years. And we've got a lot of information, and we've got a lot of insight and a lot of examples of people's relationship to food and how it all works together with inside the brain, and how your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions affects your relationship to food. So we're going to crack into that a little bit tonight. We only have an hour. We're going to touch on the 70-30 rule, which is something I learned from Tony Robbins. We're going to dip into digestion. Hare Hachibu, which is one of my favorite Japanese concepts. We're going to dig into that, which is leaving room for digestion, discovering some of the foods that make you feel good, some recipes and some food for longevity. And we're going to talk about even building muscle and what foods to eat to build muscle. Mostly women, MC Micmac 86. Yeah, over the years, there's been a few guys. The women are the ones that really do the work, man. Like a few guys we've had have done pretty well, but the women, there's been a couple women in there over 80 that have turned their lives around. Neva did, and Donna did. There's actually, and Charlene's not over 80. Hi, Charlene. But there's a group of women that have really, it's just absolutely been incredible to watch what they have done at any age. And so, yes, Bettina's coming tonight. Won't you be sleeping, Bettina? Yes, so it's 5:00 tonight. Just comment the word foodie. We'll send you the link. We're going to cover all those things. You don't want to miss it. There's only 100 seats. And so if you, and last time 250 people registered. So, if you want to make sure you're there, make sure you get there on time. And Kate and I always have a blast. We feel that these conversations of food and emotional stuff should be fun and exciting, and not just like guilt and shame and heaviness. Like, we have found a way. I feel like we've cracked the code on vitality through eating really smart and individualized for you, because everyone's a bit different. So join us tonight, 5:00 Pacific. I look like a video game character. Thanks. That's the first time I've been told I've looked like other people, but that's the first time for a video game character. Nathan Drake. All right. Okay. God bless you guys. We'll see you shortly. It's 5 o'clock Pacific, just in 3 hours. Comment the word foodie so that we can send you the link to join us on Zoom tonight at 5 o'clock. 100 seats, and it's Eat Your Way to Health, where your food is your medicine. And understand, for some of you, your food is your poison, and your food is actually killing you. And some of you are so frustrated because you think you're eating healthy, but you're still bloated. You're still feel fat, feel tired, feel lethargic, or maybe you have dysmorphia and you think your body is a certain way when it could be another way. So getting these pieces in alignment is life or death for some people, because when you're eating right and you're eating for fuel and you're eating for power, then it's a completely different thing than eating just for pleasure if you feel guilty or you feel shame. So we dig a little bit into that. Kate has her Tony Robbins strategic intervention coach, and I'm a functional nutrition coach. And Kate also has her master's in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, which understands sort of the way, the thoughts and the things that run your show in the background. Your subconscious mind is kind of running the show. And she has training with how to get people's subconscious actually working for them rather than sabotaging them. And it's super amazing. So together we do that tonight at 5 o'clock. So I can't wait to see you. And we will catch you. Just comment foodie. We'll send you the link. And if you're watching this later on the replay, you can still comment on that, or you can also go to freedom-alchemist.com, and there will be a lot of good ways to connect with us there, or my links in the bios. Okay. See you guys later. Don't forget to be kind and gentle and loving and tender to yourself in your thoughts on purpose. And we'll send you guys tonight. Julie, Foodie, I see you there. My other chat's not working on here, but I think some of you are here, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.